You know what?
What?
If I had seen a single shot in this entire series before ever watching it or knowing anything about this show that would leave me very confused and weirded out, it would easily be the shot I have pulled up on the screen of Ymir as a Titan stroking Historia's head on horseback with the beautiful landscape and like scenery in the background and the sky. And because I've seen this show,
that, like sky and stuff for Ymiria.
Yeah.
Ymiria, that's their couple name.
But because I've seen this show, it is not the weirdest thing, and it is like the most emotional thing. Those two contrasting, like if I saw this and had no context of the show, I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? But because I've seen the show, I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I love it.
I totally agree with you. We need to find the mid-roll.
That was towards the end, right? Like after
the end mid-roll.
Oh, I can't believe Hans died. It was right here.
We're getting to it. We're almost there. Okay, can I read it?
Go for it.
Okay, now I'm nervous. Okay. Information available for public disclosure. Unyielding vow. Through extensive research and accounts of various incidents, it has become clear that the scourge of titans which have long plagued humanity are of human origin. The colossal titan, which destroyed the wall at Shiganshina district, is a human possessing the ability to transform into a titan, demonstrated by its intent to breach the wall with the purpose to exterminate humans. Titans are not sent by the heavens to punish us for our sins, but invaders that must be driven back. Thus we swear, by the blood our brothers and comrades have spilled waging war against this foe, we will not relent our
lands,
nor yield the fight. Whose vow is this?
You know what?
Because
doesn't this feel like this is going to be the message that Erwin and the Scout Regiment give to the rest of the public?
Ooh, it does feel like this is the new vow.
This is not information, like this is information we know through watching the show, but I could very easily see, like if you look at the border of them, you see the icons from Maria Rose and Cinna, you see like the Scout symbol. Mm-hmm. I could very easily see that this is like the poster that they give out and hang up everywhere within the walls, and then we're gonna get a whole like, is this real? Like, there's no way. This is like, I wonder how this is going to affect the wall lists. I wonder, I don't know.
It makes a lot of sense to me that I like how they phrased it like they're invaders. Mm-hmm. And that they're there to exterminate humans. And by this, I'm guessing humans that do not have the ability to turn into titans. Because why not just awaken everyone into their titan form and then live as a big titan family? You know, so there has to be people that do not possess the ability.
Well, just because you're able to be turned into a titan, I think is different than possessing the ability to transform into a titan. I think the implication of possessing the ability to transform into a titan is you can do it intellectually, like Annie, Reiner, and Berthold. Just like Connie's village in my opinion, does not possess the ability to transform into a titan the same way. They were turned into titans.
Which would maybe make me think of Ymir.
Correct.
Because there was something about killing the person who had the ability to transform into a titan. Did I make you think of something?
We know that Ymir is old, and we saw her flashback of her getting turned into a titan, right? Mm-hmm. We know that the orangutan can turn people into titans, and that he's old, and that Ymir came from a visually looking different place that was far away. What if it comes from another civilization that Ymir was part of, that civilization that's over there, the orangutans from that area, and he was one of the people who could turn people into titans, like the syringe that turned Ymir into one.
So it started somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen in the outro of titans coming upon civilizations. Mm-hmm. So it does open the question, or basically say that they started somewhere.
Yeah.
Not everywhere. They didn't fall from the sky all across the planet.
Correct. You know the one thing about this information though that really like makes me take a step back. So like up until now, we every time we've gotten this, we're kind of like taking it as a matter of fact, right?
Oh, true.
This is information.
We shouldn't be taking it as complete fact.
Well, this is information that we are being given, I thought, like from the author, from the director, whoever, and they are letting us in on this bit of information.
But it's public disclosure of the people in the universe.
It kind of feels like, from a point of view, it could be considered propaganda. Like if there is another team or city or civilization that Reiner and Annie and them are part of, then just like this is one society's point of view, you know? It's not necessarily the truth. Even though we know it to be the truth, it is not necessarily the truth.
I like that.
Which I think is very interesting. It's different.
It means like you can't fully trust everything. I mean, that's the whole like point of the show is you can't fully trust the situation because you couldn't fully trust that Titans were all just purely these alien beings. You couldn't trust that because now we know more. There's like you couldn't trust Reiner and Bertholdt were just normal dudes because they're not.
When you see Ymir's eye things and Reiner Bertholdt's eye things from being a Titan, they look slightly different than Aaron's when he was controlling it, right? Like Aaron's went around the whole eye, and theirs just seemingly is top and bottom. I could be reading into it. I'm kind of on that whole incomplete serum kind of thing. But Ymir's a real one, dude.
That could be why it's harder for Aaron to transform. It couldn't necessarily be like he doesn't have the formula of how to do it properly down. Because remember when Hanji was like trying to talk him through what could possibly be the transformation trigger?
Yeah.
But maybe it's just that like his transformation is a different set of guidelines and it's totally different from everyone else's.
Yeah. I like that because like if his is different or takes more, then you could assume that it would breed more, you know?
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like they need this strong feeling of I need to do this to be able to transform.
Agreed. I agree with you. Or if they do, they definitely had no issue with it like Aaron has.
They've mastered it.
Ymir's a real one, dude. So, like, we are at the scene where Ymir's on the wall with Reiner and Bertholdt, and I adore this scene. She said, I'll be your souvenir to take back home, and you can't just go back empty-handed. And look at Bertholdt here. Like, he's like, are you serious? If he hadn't burst through that wall, I would have never woken up from that nightmare. All I'm doing is returning what I borrowed back then. That being what she took from Marcel by eating him, right? Which I believe is, in my headcanon, Annie, Reiner, Bertholdt, and Marcel were all injected or given something that would give them the ability to turn into Titans. By Ymir eating Marcel, she digested what was ever inside of Marcel, which
like
gave...
in the bloodstream.
Yeah, which gave her that power.
But then that could be said about the Titan that ate Aaron when we first saw Aaron died.
But Aaron didn't get digested. Or is
but
the acids didn't burn up.
Digesting organs. Remember, they vomit. I like it.
Yeah,
but
that's true. I feel like there's something there.
It needs to be worked out a little more.
Yeah, I agree. Because I'm probably the only one that understands the situation that you're in.
Yeah, we don't even freaking understand it.
Thank you, Ymir. I truthfully believe that without Ymir doing this, Bertholdt and Reiner, without a doubt, would have died returning to their hometown because they came back with nothing. And Ymir is giving up herself and giving back what she had as, like, at least something.
That or it's just the fact that someone's willing to sacrifice their lives to go with them. It could just be more that it might not do anything, but it's the emotional, like, care that she's willing to do that he's truly thankful for. I don't really know what bringing Ymir would do if they were supposed to be getting the coordinate. I don't think, like, their bosses would be like, yeah, cool, you brought us another Titan. But she did take the power from Marcel, so maybe they'd be okay.
Do you think they could take the power back? Like, what if they only have a limited supply of power? Like, so I'm thinking, I'm thinking like Avengers Endgame type shit. Like
That's where my mind went too.
Like they only have a limited supply of things, and like at least they're taking something back where like they can like take it back from Ymir and give it out again, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think Ymir meant
to the
here?
Best warriors.
What do you think Ymir meant here? It wasn't so bad, you know, being a goddess for a while. Like
Was she still operating under that once she woke up? Or is she reminiscing?
Like, is she saying that she was a goddess in this story? Like, her having the ability to turn into a Titan? Or being, like, a person who can do both? Or her back then in her flashback?
I mean, she's either reminiscing about her flashback, or what she's saying is that she was still acting as that Ymir now. And that's why she was fully trying to protect Krista and not acting for herself. Because she's always said that she never acted for herself, especially after that flashback.
Yeah.
That she was just further living as that person that they had created her as. So I think I could see it more as a line of, now I'm living for myself, so I'm no longer that person.
I like that. I like that. I like the information they gave us of the citizens being put down into the underground. I didn't feel like it was 100% necessary, and that's why I love it. You know, like we didn't need that, but they gave it to us because it fits into the world.
Part of me kind of wondered where they were.
Yeah.
But the other part of me was like, meh, that's not so important compared to the other things that are happening.
But I love that they gave it to us. And then authorities within 1 week declared that Walrose was secure. They like rushed the job.
And they only had 1 week basically of rations.
Which is a little bit concerning though. You wonder if they did rush the job and maybe they skipped over a Titan or two. Erwin can never shave.
Ever. Please never shave. He can't grow back his arm though. That's an issue. I could still see him trying to be commander, though, without the arm.
I agree.
Also, right after that, I never realized how often Jean is with Armin.
Yeah.
Until this episode. And I'm like, yeah, they're, like, freaking always together. Is Eren being replaced as best friend? Like, what's happening? I
love their use of, Jean and I sat down to try to figure it out. I love, like, only Jean, I think, could give it to Eren straight.
Yeah, that's what he's used for.
With no, like, beating around the bush. He, like, Armin and Mikasa have both grown up with Eren, and care for him so much.
They're softer about it.
They're softer. But Eren needs to know whether or not all those people died for nothing. It all depends on you. He needs that.
It's like, you could think of Jean as being, like, inside Eren's mind.
Yeah.
As, like, he's on his shoulder. Like, bringing him back to reality.
Yeah. What a line. If you're worth the price they paid, you better show it. That's such a great line, man.
He's always just like, I'm not gonna coddle you. And it's so nice when there's characters that are in the universe with a special character that aren't gonna coddle them and are going to be blunt and real with them. Because if you coddle and enable someone to not fully reach they're not gonna fully reach their potential.
Yeah.
And or they're just gonna get more people killed before they reach their potential.
Yep.
He's like, let's minimize the casualties and just give you the truth bombs, and you have to live with it.
I love it. Doesn't it fit too? Like, if there's any character to do it.
I mean, like, Levi probably could too.
Yeah.
I feel like Jean and Levi are in, like, a similar vein of, like, how they talk to people or attitude of how willing to be honest they are.
I agree. What do you think of Levi's line of, I've spent all this time and energy running around killing people?
I love that was how he thought of all of this.
He, like, skipped right over the fact that they have had so many casualties based from the Titans and just, like, got straight to it. Like, I've been running around killing people.
If he had known, if this was a war, he never would have fought. I don't think he would have joined Erwin's cause or whatever and fought with Erwin and stayed. Because Erwin was like, you don't need to stay at the end, like, when Levi's friends died. But I think it was because there were these giant monsters that Levi couldn't see how there could be a possible future with these giant monsters not wiping out and eating everyone. And now that he knows that they're human or came from human and some of them can transform back into human, it like blurs the lines of if any of this was okay at all, or is this the proper steps that should have been taken.
You know, I really like that you pointed that out, because you can't help but think back to No Regrets like during this line, and I think for the majority of it you are right on the money that like does this have to be done, like, you know, is there another way? But
Levi doesn't like to waste time and energy.
Agreed,
so.
But regardless of if it was an animal, if it was a Titan, or if it was another human looking like a human, if they killed, gotta try to do justice at least, if they killed Ferlin and Isabel in front of Levi,
he totally still would have killed the person that killed them.
Without
but I don't
a doubt.
think he would have stayed.
Yes. Oh no, I agree with you. But for that moment, that one was justified without question, you know, for Levi. This was the wildest.
We're on the smile now.
Smile.
Erwin's smile.
It feels wild to see.
It's almost like a release. Like, it's not a full-on, like, creepy, sadistic smile that, like, someone who's like, ha ha ha, this is what I've been waiting for. It's not that type of smile. It's almost like a relieved, like, he forgot himself for a second and he's really in thought and he's like, oh my gosh, wow. It's like a wow smile, like a, huh, you know, like
is
a
it
little
like a
breath.
relief at all?
Yeah, there's like a little bit of relief there to me.
Maybe a bit.
But I mean, it makes sense. Wouldn't there be a little bit of relief if you're finally getting a step towards freaking truth?
True. I'm trying to reload the episode. It's being stupid because I wanted to see something. Okay. God, that face. That face.
That face, though. Oh, are you trying to go back to the Beast Titan?
Is that Erwin?
It's Erwin's dad.
That's
why. That's why Erwin has this, knows more than everyone else.
He's like the only blonde person. Erwin or Armin. And
Annie.
And Annie. But
they're all related.
Annie's dad.
Annie's dad. Ooh, or Reiner's dad. I mean, you could see by...
I can't see his nose. I can't see his nose well enough.
Like, think about how, like, who was it? Was it Connie or Ymir that described Berthold and Reiner as, like, starstruck?
Yeah.
When they saw the Beast Titan? What if it is one of the, like, parents of one of them? Like, they've grown up idolizing so-and-so's dad.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. And this is totally a Ymir situation where she rips out to be able to talk to Historia. Like, the Beast Titan is no longer operating. The dude has come out of it.
Agreed. We had a really good send away shot, like, of just like everybody together.
Let's look at who they show in panels together. I think that's always really important.
But even before they show the first group of people together, we get like a shot of them like reinforcing the boulder on the wall with like rebar, which I absolutely adore.
Those like steel beams.
Then we get Hanji's squad
with like all of her boys.
Look at those horses. And
they're
next
nothing
up,
compared to Charlotte.
Next up we get Jean, Connie, and Sasha. Yeah.
Important side characters. That's what that panel was.
Then Mikasa and Armin.
Major important, maybe not side characters. Are Armin and Mikasa technically a side character? Because, like, Aaron's really, like, the main dude.
What a weird shot, dude. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Did they not show Historia?
No.
In the end?
Mm-mm.
Weird.
It could be Historia's dad.
It's Historia's dad. That's what this is.
He's ripped, dude.
Is that what happens when
yet,
you're in Titan form for a really long time? To the fact that you don't even know what ODM gear is?
What's he saying? Like why? Not yet, eh?
Like, maybe they weren't... Maybe the not yet is, oh, we don't have the coordinate yet.
Or he came to check out where they were, right? Like,
maybe they're not ready?
He saw ODM gear, but now he's like, okay, they aren't ready yet.
They aren't ready for what?
I don't
Being
know.
okay to let live?
I don't know.
I mean, we did say, what if it's like he checks on different civilizations, and if they're not progressing in the way that he likes them to or wants them to, then he wipes them out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'll give you 800 years.
Or
show me what you do with that.
Or he's talking to, like, Reiner, Bertholdt, and Ymir, but we didn't see them in frame, so I don't know. How
did he get so ripped, though?
I don't know.
I got so scared at the end there that there was going to be another culling.
Me too.
Thank goodness there wasn't.
All right, you good?
Yeah, I'm great. I need to go wash my face from crying. I don't even know if my makeup went like that, but you know, it's worth it.
Me either. I don't know if my makeup, you know, like that. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we cannot wait to see you next time. And I think for the majority of it, you are right on the money that, like, does this have to be done? And I think for the majority of it, you are right on the money that, like, does this have to be done? You are right on the money.
You are right on the money.